Cade, what went wrong for you guys that final 4.5 minutes?
It just goes back to our focus, from the very beginning. You can't blame it on a 4.5 minute stretch at the end of the game. That's what most people do. Is blame it on the end of the game, but it even goes into, preparation. There were scouting report issues on our part of not remembering what guys do, and just lack of focus all the way through. But, there's no 4-minute stretch or no play or possession or group of possessions that really were ended in that result of the game.
How frustrating is it to be this far in the season and still having scouting report issues?
I don't look at it as disappointing. I look at it as how much better we can be. Man, we've had a lot of success this year, and yet we still don't think we've played our best game, or at least our best two halves, complete halves. And so, I look at it as, a lot of teams at this time of the year are peaking or have already peaked, at certain times, and we can get so much better, including me. There's so many more parts of my game that I need to be improving on and putting into practice, and that goes for dang near our entire team, and so to be this far in the season and we're still growing and we're still learning is something that I look forward to.
What makes a 5-out system?
I mean, they got guys that hit shots at all 5 positions, credit to them. They run their offense fast and they hit shots, and it's just there's nowhere that you can slack off on when it comes to their style of offense.
Rick and Igor talked about the mental game. With just a handful of games left, how does a team kind of fix the mental game now as you go into the season?
It just goes into learning. We talked about today or earlier this morning about how in every aspect of our lives and every aspect of this game we need to continually learn, and it just goes to that. And so taking something like this, mental errors and mental mistakes and just learning from it, and that's, like I said earlier, that's the growth. That's the growth that we have as a team that not many teams this time of the year still have, and I look at it as a blessing.
Kentucky shot 12 of 24 from 3. Do you feel like that was more on defensive lapses or them hitting tough shots?
I mean, it's both. They're a team that is one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league, but we also pride ourselves on being the number 1 defense in the country. And so, as a team, probably with the guys on this team, we probably look at that as more of an us thing, and that's how we look at most things. So it's both, but like we said earlier, it's a lot of mental lapses and a lot of stuff that we can take away, but it's a lot of stuff we're going to grow from.
What do you find the differences in this team when you're playing well, like you had been the last 3 games, and then you come into tonight? What do you find the differences?
I see like a free flowing from our team when we're playing well. And it's something that I think a lot of people see, especially people that are around basketball. And when we start getting in our head and freezing up and not playing free, I think that's the main difference between when we're at our I don't even want to say best, because I still don't think we've seen our best, but I think it's when we're really playing well is when we're free and just playing.
Does that go into the mental game?
That's 100% the mental game. Is understanding. When you're well, I had an old high school coach that said when you're well prepared, there's nothing to be nervous about, and so there's nothing to freeze up about when you're well prepared and you've taken all the steps you feel you need. There's no fear factor to it.
Thanks, Cade.